2, 3, 4. Hi, everybody. I hope everybody is well. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to get in here while I clean my glasses because I can't see. And we should be popping up here. And
I'm gonna give you a couple of minutes to get in here. While I clean my
this sucker here. Hello, Tony. Good to see you. All right, y'all. Come on in the crafty corner. I got a lot of supplies here for us to look at, and then we're going to make some jewelry tonight. Fun jewelry that we can wear anywhere because we're rich. I hope everybody has had a wonderful day today. Hello, Stephanie on Hopper. Good to hear from you. Welcome to the Crafty Corner, everybody. Just a reminder that you can support me by sending stars. Stars help me earn money to keep making more content. Hello, beautiful. All right. Now we're looking at UV jewelry making, but you can also, I'm also going to do some things with some regular resin too, which will be off camera. Y'all have seen me mix resin before, so you know what that entails. And if not, I will do a tutorial on it for you. But I have some stuff over there curing, so I'll have to go and get that. But welcome to the Crafty Corner. I hope you all are well. Hey, Becky. Hey, Becky. Hey, Becky. Girl, I'm so excited. But at this point, Becky, we might be walking from the Greyhound. I don't care. I'm ready to go. Hello, Leslie. Good to see you. You all welcome to the Crafty Corner. All right, we're going to get started here. So tonight's Crafty Corner is, of course, about making jewelry. All right, and these are just things you can make as gifts. You can make them for yourselves if you have something coming up. Doesn't take a whole lot of supplies to make UV resin jewelry at all. Does not take a whole lot of supplies. All right, so first things first, safety is always first. All right, make sure you have your gloves. And I got my trusty little gloves here. I do not wear a respirator for UV resin or mask. I do wear a respirator when I'm doing epoxy resin, which is at the other end down there. And I'm not mixing anything down there. But I do wear gloves for both. All right, so make sure you practice safety first. If you are mixing epoxy resin, definitely UV glove. A respirator. All right. I'm looking over at my phone so I can see who's texting. It pops up on StreamYard, but it doesn't tell me who it is. Whereas on the phone, I can actually see who's talking. All right. Secondly, once you have your gloves, of course, you can't do anything with UV resin without UV resin. All right. This is the J Diction brand, and it is a little thick. It says high viscosity. All right. When it says that, that means it's thick. All right. And it is a little bit on the thick side, but it's a workable thick. I also have Yeho UV resin. All right. And this is not as thick as the J Diction, but this is also a good resin. Okay. You gotta have measuring cups and things to mix with. Okay. I do use my needlepoint bottles sometimes. And I only put a little bit in here at a time because these are clear. All right. And if the UV rays get in there, your resin's going to cure. And you're just going to have a hard lump of resin in the bottle. So I don't use these that often for resin. All right. And then, of course, you're going to need some type of UV. Okay. Now, you can fill your mold and set it outside. You know, just put something over it like piece of net or something, so that, or a clear bowl, so that it doesn't get stuff in it, you know, flies and stuff falling there. All right, there are these. All right, this is a UV flashlight. All right, and you'll know it's UV because of the black light. It's fighting with me, number one, but it is a UV light. You just press it. All right, and you can cure it that way. All right, I use this when I'm curing like my boxes that I put together. I use the UV resin for glue. All right, and that's how I cure them and put them together. Or get you a nail lamp, y'all. That's what this is. All right, and it's plugged in, so I can't pull it over there. Let me unplug it real quick. Just show you what it looks like. All right, this is the Tumbler Epoxy brand. I actually have two of these. You can get a regular UV nail light. You know, like when we go to the nail shop and we stick our hands after they put that acrylic on our fingernails and we stick our hands up under that light. That's what this is. Okay, you can get the nail brand kind, or you can get you a bigger one. This depends on how you want to cure things or how fast you want them to cure. All right. Let me plug this back in. All right, and then of course, things that you want to design with, you can get those too. All right, and you can use anything in UV resin. Of course, you gotta have molds. Okay, so let's talk about molds. All right, the best UV resin molds are these because they're clear all the way through. All right, so you get the best results with these molds, the clear ones. All right. Now, this is an embellishment mold. And the reason it's an embellishment mold is because there are no holes, but you can make stud earrings out of these. So there's the hair bow, the fish, the different designs and stuff in here. So you can make stud earrings with this one. You can make stud earrings with any of the molds, even the ones with the holes in it. All right. Okay, this one actually has both earrings in the same mold. Okay. This one does not. It has one of each shape in the mold, you know. So, you know, when that happens, just buy two of them. I mean, they don't cost that much. You can get these molds at a pretty good price. Same thing here. Okay, and I have two of those because they're singlets. And then this one I also have two of. Okay. And then I'll use some type of color or design or whatever. And tonight we have our Ratchet Ray glitter. This is a confetti glitter. Very pretty. Okay, we're going to use that one. We have our Tucson ties. All right, Stephanie, you have a good night. Thank you for popping in. All right, we've got this one is called Anne. All right, and it is a deep purple and very pretty. Okay. Also have what is called confetti glitter. All right, and these have sparkles to it. This is a semi-iridescent type of glitter. Okay, and what I do with this is when I use these, I take the scissors and I cut them up real small. So when I mix them in the glitter, they don't make a mess. Some of these I've already cut up. All right, and these have the holographic type effect to them. These are the ones you see them add to balloons sometimes. This is the pink and clear one. It looks really good when you put it in whatever you're putting it in. All right, other things you can add to glitter are your holographic stickers if your molds are big enough, depending upon what size earrings you're making. All right, I have picked out some stickers that we can cut. And that's very pretty. This is a holographic. Another holographic. And another holographic. All right. And then there's some more stickers, but these stickers are kind of big, so we won't be putting them in there. These are flower stickers. They are kind of big, but like I said, you can also get bigger molds and make bigger earrings. Now, my other molds that I use for earrings too, I use the epoxy resin on those because those molds are pink. And so, of course, one side will cure, but underneath it, you'll have a wet, soppy mess. Ask me how I know this. I know this. All right, you will have a wet, soppy mess up under there. All right, other things you can use that I do use are my chameleons. All right, these are chameleon paints, mica powders. And they're called chameleons because they do change colors when you dust your molds with them. And once the resin picks them up. Or you can just color the resin with them. Either way, it works either way. Okay, and these are, like I said, are the chameleons. This one is green and looks a whole different color on underneath the camera. All right. So that is just another thing that you can use when you're making earrings. All right, you can also use ink. All right, this is an alcohol ink. And this is one of my favorite colors here. This is the what do they call theirs? Mermaid, which is cute. Then I've got the holographic orange glitter here. Kind of looks copper. And I've got the neon hot pink, which, you know, for us girls, this is a popular one. All right, so those are some of the other items that we'll be using tonight. All right, now, this is liquid leaf. All right, and it's classic gold. And if you use liquid leaf, you got to shake it up real good. I don't know if y'all can see that. And it's a gold inlay or paint that you can use for earrings. All right, so what we're going to do first is get our gloves on. All right, and then make sure you have stuff to mix with too. So what I like to do, I'm going to point you all down here to the table where you can actually see what I'm doing in just a second. Is I like to take the glitter I'm going to use, which will be this one first, which is the Rachel Ray. And I'll take one of my little measuring cups here. And I put a little bit in there. All right. And I do that so that what I don't use, I can put back in the pack. 1 and 2, I don't have this whole pack sitting out where to get knocked over, because y'all know how I knock stuff over. I don't know how many different ways I can say that. I also have some gold bling here too that we can put in to our earring design. All right, I'm going to get these in the bowl, in the dish real quick. Or in the measuring cup. And this is our twos and tie. Too much, I don't need that much. And we'll set this over here as well. And this is another alcohol ink. It is an orange-red color. All right. We'll set that over there. All right. And now with your UV Resin there, my light, it is timed, so you can do 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 60 seconds, and 90 seconds. All right, depending upon what I'm making, I like to make the earrings and let them cure. I may do 90 seconds 2 times. All right, you can also take like a mold like this and make your own embellishments to go in your resin. And these are not fancy ones. I just made these to show you what they look like. All right, and they're real thin. All right, but you can also put these in your earrings to make earrings with. Okay, so, and then there's some round ones. Okay. So, first things first, we're going to pick the mold we're going to start with, and I'm going to angle you all down so you can see. All right. Just dust these off where I got a little bit of glitter on them. And the beauty of the confetti glitter is it'll come right off. Get my stuff out of the way. All right, so we're going to start with this mold. Okay. And what I like to do, I'm going to tell you the other beauty of this is you can pour some UV resin in here, and I can come back tomorrow and it still will be liquid. It will not cure until I put it into some UV rays. All right. Which is a good thing. That's a brand new bottle, so we're going to use this one first because it's already been opened. All right, and the first thing I'm going to do is put some resin in here. Not a lot, but enough to give us a foundation to work with. Now, if you're on a level surface, your resin will level. All right, and I'm going to do both of these because they're the same earring. You got to have two. You just got to have. All right, and I'm not filling these up yet because we want to put our decorations in there. I'm going to let that cure in our UV light there. And then we'll come back and put a top coat on there. All right. Now you can mix your glitter up in your resin if you want to. Like I said, I don't do that because you end up wasting a lot of glitter when you do it that way. And just keep putting them in there until you get it all the way around and in all the spots that you want it in. Just don't cover up your peg. Because if you cover up your peg, you won't be able to put your jump rings and all of that on there. All right. Same thing with the other one. And when they pop up like that, you just take your toothpick, push them back down. Now, just remember, don't scrape your toothpick against your mold. Because if you scrape your toothpick against your mold, you'll scratch your mold. And any scratches in your mold will show up in your resin. Or your finished product. Those scratches will be there. All right, now I'm going to take a little more resin and put it in here just to fill that bottom part up because that didn't have enough in it. Make sure we got some over here. Same thing here. There's a little more resin in there. And I like to stick these in my little cups over here and turn them upside down so that they will be easier to pour. I don't have to wait for them to come there to pour. Now you could come in with your UV light, your UV flashlight to cure that first layer and then pour some more resin there. Or we can just go in to our oven over here is what I like to call it. I'm going to stick these in the oven. Just set that up where it's laying flat. And we're going to do this for 30 seconds and let that cure. All right. Our next one, while that one is curing, try to use these that have are not just edged earrings. All right. So for our next one, we're going to do the moons. Now, I'll tell you what I like about some of the little glitter flakes that we use. They tend to have an iridescent glow type effect. All right. Now, this is the fun part. Now, let me just say this. Oh, God, give me enough time. I'll spill something. That's okay, though. Remember that this side here that we just cured for 30 seconds, it's not completely hard yet. This is the back of your earring, okay? That's the front of it. All right, so make sure you flip it over and look at it so you know what your design looks like. All right, now at this point, you can add more clear resin or you can put a little bit of color to it if you want to. All right, and I always say if you're going to add some color, do it in a cup. So we're going to mix a little bit in here. Now, when I'm doing that, I'll take this off and just pour a little bit in there because it pours a little bit faster and a little easier when you do that. But you don't want big globs like that falling into your mold. All right, so we got a little bit of resin in the cup there. All right, and what we're going to do is add a little color there. All right, I want to add let's add a little bit of color first. Let's go with the purple flake. Kind of purple, but this is, like I said, it is a color shifter. Hang on, y'all. Give me 1 second. Somebody is at the Krafty Korner door. Let me see who this is.
Hi, how's your live?
It's on right now. We're doing just fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm great. I'll be better.
Okay.
That would be my grandson. He came to check on y'all, see how you all are doing. All right, so once you get that in there, I'm just going to stir it up with my toothpick. All right, it's not a major thing. It's not a You don't need to use a whole bunch of popsicle sticks and all that for this. You just stir it up. All right. And then when I get it stirred up good, I'm just going to pour it in. We'll go the other side. I'm just going to pour that in to fill the rest of our mold up. Same thing over here. Now, if you have several designs that you want to do, you can do all the earrings that you want all at once. You can do them one at a time. That is up to you. Sometimes I do a whole mold at one time. Sometimes I do a mold one at a time. Just depends on what I'm making. All right, and then what I'm going to do is take my toothpick and put a little bit more right there. Just to fill that mold up. All right, and then I'm just going to spread it out. Especially back here around the thing. And what you're really looking for is to make sure you don't have any bubbles in there. And that you're even all the way around. All right, now. Make sure your edges are straight. All right, and I'm just going to put these in one at a time. All right, and I'm doing that for 60 seconds. After that 60 seconds is done, I will flip that mold over and do it for 30 more seconds so that I know both sides of this paint has cured. Okay. And I'm just popping that glitter back in the cup there. All right, and then I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to set it over here, but it will go, I will put it in the light here in a minute. It's going to catch some rays while it's sitting here too. This one so we can get it solid, and then we'll pop it over and do both the other sides, and then we'll demold them so you can see what they look like. Now, when you have designs that you just want to take your time with, by all means, take your time. Some of the designs have those intricate lines, So you want to take your time putting those lines on there, which I will show you when we use our gold leaf. And that's going to be here in just a minute. 8 seconds, y'all, and then we will pop that. Now you can stick your stick in there and cure this so that it doesn't get on anything else. All right, now we're just going to let that cool some while I flip this one over. Make sure your surface is clean if you flip your mold over because you don't want to pick up anything on your earring. Okay. Now, this is why I like using the lamp most of the time, more so than the flashlight. And I only use that flashlight, like I said, like glue when I'm putting my boxes together. All right, and then same thing. I'm going to pop that over. Do 30 seconds just to make sure it is cured all the way through. All right, and then we're going to pop those out of the mold. And I'll show you what they look like. Like I said, make sure you flip them over and look at them. But that's what the back looks like. All right, and it's a combination of blue and purple. Blue and purple. It's real cute. All right, now that one is going to all right, so you simply just pop them out just like you would any other earring. All right. And that's what our earring is looking like. I'm going to pop his brother out of the mold over here. Sister, whatever. I don't discriminate. All right, and you'll notice that they are a little bit soft still. But if as they cool off, they will get harder. All right. Our holes are up here at the top. And those are your earrings. Very cute. All right, now what you can do is you can dome the top of those. And we'll do that real quick. So once you take them out of the mold, I'm going to set them down. All right, and then we take our resin, and this is where this nozzle comes in handy. Because it will help you mold. And because it's self-leveling, most of the time, as long as you don't put too much, it won't run off of the earring. And just don't cover up your hole. Same thing over here. We're going to dome both of these. Once I put the resin on here, I'm just going to go back and forth with the toothpick to make sure we are at our edges. Okay. And then we just take our toothpick and we're going to just move our resin to the edges. And make sure you do it on both sides. And when I say both sides, I mean on this edge and this edge. The inside edge and the outside edge. And I'm just trying to go around that hole there. Same thing. Go around that edge so we don't get into the hole. And if you accidentally get into the hole, we can fix it. And doming your pieces, to me, is a must because it gives you a very finished look for your earrings. And it makes them very pretty. All right, so I think we got, I don't think there's anything over there. I think we need a little tad more UV on this one. Doesn't look like there's much on there. Now, let's spread that out. There we go. And it almost gives you a 3D effect when you hit that the edge of it. And that's how you know you're at the edge. All right, now you just very carefully set those up under your UV. We're going to slide our paper back. And we're going to let that cure. All right, I'm going to take the confetti and put it back in here so that we don't waste it. Sorry about that. Everybody knows I do a live on Wednesday nights at 7:30. I don't know why they would call me right now. All right, so we just put that back in here. And we'll set that off to the side because we are done with that one. All right, now 4 seconds and that will be done. And poof. All right, so our earrings are done and they are domed. All right, and you see the difference after you dome them? These are very, very pretty. That's the back. That is the front. All right, now once you've got your earrings designed the way that you want them, you can put your jump rings on. And I'll show you how to do that. And see our holes go all the way through. All right. Same thing. Holes go all the way through. Now, for your jump ring, you can make this a stud, or you can make it one that just dangles, and we're just going to have these dangle. Get us 2 jump rings out, 2 hooks, and these are the silver ones. And I only took out the silver ones tonight. I have a bunch of gold ones as well. I have a whole, well, might be that one, but I have a whole big pink kit for making earrings. All right, and then you're going to need your pliers. So what you're going to do is take your jump ring. It goes right through that hole. All right, and then you're going to take your hook. It goes right through that hole. All right, and then you just take it. See where it's open? You're just going to close it together. All right, you can use 2 set of pliers if you want to. I don't. I just use the one. All right. There's your earring. Very pretty earring, I might add. Same thing. Take your jump ring. Grab it with your pliers. You're just going to go right through the hole. Like so. All right. And then you take your hook. And you just hook it on. Like so. All right, and then you're going to take it and grab it with those pliers and your finger or another set of pliers and just close it. All right, and you can see that it is closed. All right, and now we have a pair. All right, now I make these little earring holders to put our earrings on so that I don't have earrings everywhere until I make my packaging for them if I take them to a show or put them on my website or whatever, or sell them. A lot of times I don't sell them. All right. And that's what they look like. All right, and we're just going to hang those up right here. Okay. Our next set. I like these big earrings. And we're going to do these circles here next. All right, and for that one, we're going to use our glitter. That seems to want to go everywhere. Which is okay. One of the tricks with your molds is to just take a piece of tape, and this is 2-sided tape right here. And we're just going to clean that out so it doesn't get in our design. Same thing with this side. Just use your tape. Take all that right on off so that it's not in your way. Some of that's on the bottom of the mold. Some of it is on the top. All right. Throw that in our little trash bag here. All right, I'm going to use that. All right, so for our big one here, same thing. We're going to take some more resin. Let me put the lid on that tight because it is moving around. All right, and we're just going to put it in here. And like I said, this is J Diction. It is a thick Big resin. Now you can take your glitter and mix it around in your resin before you put it in your mold, or you can put your resin in like I do. Add your glitter so that you can put it and it doesn't move around. Put it where you want it. Either way will work. And I do it both ways sometimes, especially if I'm dealing with epoxy resin. Okay, so let that sit, hang out upside down. Now you can make those more functional if you want to heat them up. I don't like heating up my resin. All right, now I'm just going to sprinkle a little glitter in there and stir it around. All right, and then we can use our stir stick to get us some more glitter. And I always work with these molds with the hole at the top, so I know which direction I'm looking at and what the earring is going to look like when I'm done with it. I don't like overwhelming the earring too much with a lot of glitter, but I do like glitter in it. And we've got some bubbles in here. We're just going to pop those. You get bubbles from the stop pour, which I do quite a bit of sometimes. But that's because this thing is thick and I have to quit pushing to get it down. I just want to put a little more resin in here, so we actually have a little playing field here. All right, and the same thing. Just going to sprinkle a little bit in there and spread, get it started. And I will do the same thing with these that I did with the other one. I will let this cure. And then I'm going to add a backing. And then we'll dome it. So let me cure this side first. Do that for 30 seconds. Now I'm not gonna, you don't want to overpower, I guess I should say, your Resin's color, or what design you have in there. So you got to be selective about the color backing that you use sometimes. And that's so that you don't overwhelm it and your design stands out. All right, so for this one, I'm going to wipe this glitter out of my cup. There's no resin in there. Just a little bit of leftover glitter flakes. And we're going to put, same thing. I'm going to mix the color in here. Okay, we got 2 big globs of UV resin in there. I'm going to use some toothpick. All right, and that'll be enough to finish filling us up. And we're going to use our alcohol ink. I think just 1 drop will do. That'll be enough. Do not need a whole lot, y'all. And that's our color, what our color's looking like. Now you can do yours a little bit darker if you want to. That's up to you. Because remember, we're pouring this on the back of the earring. And we're just filling up the mold with our colored UV resin that we just mixed up. All right. And then I'm just going to take my, again, toothpick and make sure we are filled all the way around. Fill in any little gaps that are looked open or whatever the case may be. Same thing over here. The rest in here. All right. And the same thing. We're going to put it back under the UV lamp and let that cure. Do 60 seconds. And I will again show you how to dome and put your jump rings on. And like I said, you can make these a stud or you can let them dangle. We're doing dangles tonight. We can do stud. Let me get that going. And then you get your 2 hooks. And I like springtime because that is earring time. We don't wear a lot of earrings and stuff in the winter because we're too busy covering up our ears because it's cold. Okay. Got that. All right, now just gonna pull that out and let it sit for a second. And we're gonna cure this. And for whatever reason, it is trying its best to run out. So let's just scrape that back in there. All right, and we're gonna let that cure. All right, and that's what our earring is looking like so far. All right, I'll put a little more resin in that. Our color here, right in the back. All right, I'm gonna do this one for 30 seconds here on that side just to get it in there. Thank you for the star. Thank you for the stars, y'all. I appreciate that. Thank you all for tuning in to the Crafty Corner. I appreciate that too. All right, and then this one looks pretty good. We're gonna flip it upside down. All right, and let it cure on the other side. Like I said, I'm gonna let that cool a little bit because I don't want it picking up any extra stuff. All right, I'm gonna cure that on the other side. All right, and that's looking good. Really cute. Good night, Miss Leslie. I love you, sweetheart. Thank you for tuning in, and you sleep well. Love you too. You all take care. All right, now we're going to do the other side of this one for 30 seconds there. And while that's doing that, we'll demold this one. All right. I'm just pulling that little runoff off there, and there's little extra little drippings, okay, but that is what our earring is looking like. All right, and now we will demold this one. Okay. Same thing. All right, so that's what those earrings look like. Now sometimes you get a little extra runoff resin there. You can just take your pliers and just pick that right on off. You can cut that off with your X-Acto knife. You can cut it off with your scissors. All right, because it is still pliable and able to come off. All right, if you don't get it all, don't try this at home. All right, cut away from you. Not towards you like I just did. All right, and it comes right off. For your bigger pieces, you can use a Dremel. All right. Got that off. All right, now. So what I'm going to do to these is we're going to dome that side of them where our ridges are. Okay, that's the back of them. And that just so we have a fuller look. Okay, well, there's no need to dome the front of these because these have that puffy look to them. All right. All right, and they're real cute. I like these. So we're going to just dome the back so that we have an even, cute little earring. Same thing on the other one. Add a little resin and we'll spread it out. And like I said before, make sure you get both edges. And once we dome the back of this piece will have kind of a 3D effect. All right, so let's spread our resin out to the edges. Doesn't need a whole lot of resin to dome. Make sure you get the little center area too. And I'm just looking at the hole there. So I don't make sure I don't go in that hole. I'm just going to put a very thin line behind it where those resins meet. Okay. Same thing here. I'll spread that resin out to the edges. All right, and our hole is right there. So we'll make sure we don't cover up our hole. I'll hold this one. This one just doesn't want to be still. All right, and we are almost done with this one. All right. So what we do is stick both of those under our UV for our domes. for 30 seconds. 30 is the magic number, y'all. 30. 30 works. I know, right? Do what I say, not as I do. Y'all know. That's right. All right. I like to say I got these in the oven cooking. All right. And we're going to put our little hooks and stuff on when those come out. All right. So now that is what our earring looks like once it is done. And I like to take my little clean toothpick and just stick it through my hole to make sure my hole is there. Otherwise, you will have to drill. So I try to do this while it's still warm. That scared me, huh? All right. Now I'd have sharper things I can use when the earring gets a little stubborn, and sometimes they do. All right, and it is through. And that's just to get our little hole on through there. All right. Got one side. Now we're going to do the other side. Going the other way. And I just do that so that both sides are the same size. All right, you see where it's through. You can go down a little bit more, make it bigger if you want to. And I'm just pushing that resin out of there. I broke my little stick. See how it goes through? All right, so we're through now. It is through. All right, and that's just some glitter from the stick. All right. So same thing, you take your jump ring. All right, and the jump rings, sometimes they come already open. Sometimes you have to open it. All right. You're going to stick your jump ring through the hole. Through the hole. And it is poking through the hole, but it is not going through the hole. I'll hold this from the other side. Oh, Lord, it is. Now, sometimes it is not easy to get these through these holes. especially if you get resin in that hole, like I did. All right, it'll go through. You're just going to have to work a little harder at it. All right, you get it through the hole. You put your hook on. Same way we did with the other one. All right. And then we're just going to close our jump ring. All right, jump ring is closed. Hook is on the earring. All right, and this is another cute little earring. All right, now, same thing with our other end. You can see these earrings are dry, y'all. The wet look is a good thing. They're supposed to look wet. All right, and then this one too. Got a little resin in there. Broke that toothpick. There we go. Sometimes it's hard to see the little holes, but this hole is not that closed because that went through there very quickly. So it just had a little bit of resin there. All right, and see our hole is back open again. And we're just going to take our hook or our jump ring. Lost the hole again. We'll put jump ring. Then we just hook and close our jump ring. All right, now our jump ring is closed. And there's our earrings. All right, and those are really pretty. I like the coloring in those. All right, so that's how you make your UV resin earrings. And like I said, I have other molds that I use for earrings. I don't think I have them over here. I don't know, I put them in the drawers over there. But I usually make stud earrings with those, and they're pink molds, so they don't work with the UV resin because they're not clear molds. So make sure if you're using these molds, you're using clear molds. All right, now you can use also paint pens. All right, to work on some of your molds with, or to decorate some of your molds with. All right, this is a gold. Is this acrylic? Acrylic paint, yeah. pen. No, I did not just buy this. I'm trying not to buy anything. I've had these. This is Gold Dorado. Let's see. Oh, well, let me open it. It's in a little plastic here. Nothing in X-Acto knife can't get in though. All right, so you'll notice when you open your paint pens, they have a nice kind of fine tip, not real fine, but a good tip. All right, and it's white. So you have to prime it. And shake it up real good. Get a little ball shaking in there. All right, and then we got to prime it. And you do that by pressing in your end piece. All right, so I see the paint coming down. So just keep pressing it in. Don't press hard because you can tear these up really easily. All right, and you can see this. See as it's starting to come into the end of the pen there? And you're just going to keep priming it till it gets to the end of your pen. And you'll know because it leaves paint marks. All right, so we've got it there. And we're going to see if we can do something with these leaves. All right. Okay. So that's what that's looking like. We got 2 of these, so we're going to do them both. Okay. All right, now, what you want to happen is for your resin to pick up the paint. All right, so we're going to test it out and see if it happens. Sometimes, now, the epoxy resin will do it. But this is, we're going to actually mix our glitter in with the paint this time, or with the resin this time. And we're using the holographic orange. I don't know if that'll pick up our gold that good. Well, we won't use a lot. But that's what we're going to use, is this holographic orange. All right, let me stir that up. And we're going to see. Like I said, this gives you a copper look To me, it's not really orange. It's more of a copper. And someone else is at the door. So let me grab the door, y'all. Hang on. All right, and this one, like I said, gives it a copper feel to me. But we're gonna see how it turns out. We're gonna see together, y'all, how this turns out. It is Elise visiting us at the Krafty Korner. I'm just going to do this one first and we'll see what it looks like when it's done. Get this resin in here. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Let's cure that. Hit that for 60 seconds. I'm going to put the rest of this in here. All right. Now we're going to let this other one cure for 60 seconds. We ain't ready to take it out yet. We got to flip it over, but let me just take a peek. I don't know, y'all. That might work. We'll see. See if it picks up the paint.
That look nice. That look nice.
Thank you. This is one we've made tonight.
Pretty.
And this is the one we made tonight.
I like that.
All right, and then we're gonna just flip these bad boys over. I'm gonna put them both in there together because this side is dry. We're gonna flip these bad boys over for 30 seconds and see what we get. 30 seconds. Let's go. So hopefully it worked and it picked up the paint. I usually, like I said, I try to do a little detailing, but sometimes with UV, it doesn't really pick the paint up the way you want it to. Now, some other items I made in UV are this bangle. This is a UV bangle, and it's got a matching pair of earrings that go with it, which I'll show you guys real quick. All right, so those are the earrings that go with the bangle. All right, and then that bangle. All right, and it also has a matching pair of earrings that go with it. Just pull one earring off for you and show it to you. All right. And that's the bangle. And that was just trying out something new because I don't usually make bangles, but I did want to see how that goes. All right, Tom, here we go. We're going to pop this out and see if it picked up our paint. Ooh, and it did, y'all. No, it didn't. Picked up some of it. So you can see on there that it did pick up some of the paint, which is nice. And when we dome that, it will be even nicer. So let's check out this one. All right, this one too. Picked up some of it. All right. But see, it left some behind, and maybe I put too much. Who knows? I don't know. And if the tip was a little bit finer, that might be a little bit easier. All right, and then what we're going to do is, because I'm not going to waste them. Now let me just show you what can happen when you do some UV resins. Okay, so I don't know if y'all can see the top of that right there. Okay. So what that is there was a bubble there. And what it did now is that the hole is not fully covered. Now you can pop this back in the mold, put a little more resin in there and fix that if you want to. And you just would want to pop it back in so that your hole is right through there. All right. And then we would just put just a little bit of resin right up here at the top. And then just pop that back in there for, we'll say 30 seconds. And hopefully it's fixed. I'm not guaranteeing anything. We make no guarantees here. That's just got a little extra piece of resin on there. Okay, remember I said you can take your pliers too and just pop off them little pieces that don't go there, like so. And that came right off. All right, let's see if that worked. Yep. So we did fix it. So all I would have to do is just cut the little excess down. Like so. All right, but now we have a fully closed circle there. Okay. Fully closed circle now. All right, and then again, you can dome these. All right, or you can add some things and then dome them. Some of the things we can add are things like our embellishments here. All right. So there are a lot of things that you can do with UV resin as far as jewelry making goes. All right. And the supplies, like I said before, you don't need a whole lot of supplies to do this. So once again, I hope you all enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the stars You all are sweet, beautiful, and I love you all. I hope you all have a wonderful night tonight. I'm going to put some of this glitter back in its packages. Otherwise, I will have it spilled everywhere. Okay. And like I said, there are a lot of other things that you can use to make these earrings with. You know, it doesn't have to just be glitter or paint. You can also use those iridescent flakes. You can use the gold. I bet you if we'd have painted with that, it might have come out. I don't know. That's oily. It's kind of hard to deal with. All right, and then your embellishments here. All right, and these I'm going to be using in something else. But I did wanted to show you all what all you can use in resin. All right, so I'm going to sign off tonight because I got to go cook dinner for these kids. That's why they keep coming down here. Because they hunt one. You did and Cat.
Oh, Kevin?
Yes.
I didn't know character that.
So I'm going to go in and cook so that they can eat. We can eat. And I hope you all have a wonderful night. But remember, if you can't have a wonderful night, don't you go messing it up for nobody else. Thank you all for tuning in to the Crafty Corner. That's Elise saying good night.
Good night.
Enjoy the rest of your evening and make sure you tune in next Wednesday night at 7:30 for another Crafty Corner DIY. Good night.
Good night.